Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another live stream here on YouTube and Kick. Here on YouTube at Sports Bonanza John and on Kick at Sports Kick John. Ready for a college basketball matchup tonight. Two mid-majors expected to threaten in their respective conferences, Illinois State and Ohio. Season opener for Illinois State. Ohio playing their second game of the season. We'll preview this game in just a moment. First of all, let's start off with a prayer. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day. Thank you for everything you do, Lord, and please look over these players and keep everyone safe tonight, players and fans alike, Lord, and look over us, Lord. Do your will among us as we pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Redbirds and Bobcats, Illinois State and Ohio. As I mentioned, this is the season opener for the Illinois State Redbirds. Illinois State out of the Missouri Valley Conference coming off a CBI championship a season ago for Illinois State. So hoping to build on that. They are expected as one of the front runners and one of the threats to finish in the top part of the Missouri Valley Conference this year. Ohio, meanwhile, coming off a 16-16 season a year ago, they are coming off a loss on Monday night, on opening night at home to Arkansas State. That was in that Sun Belt MAC Challenge. 89-85 was that final, so Ohio looking to avoid an 0-2 start. Going to get on with the college basketball game tonight. Not a real heavy schedule, not a real, I don't want to say fantastic schedule, but not a real appealing schedule around college basketball tonight. Not a whole lot of ranked teams in action, but this is a one of the better mid-major matchups we're going to see in the non-conference. Illinois State and Ohio. Yeah, just a couple of, four ranked teams in action tonight. Number 11, Louisville against Jackson State. Number 3, Florida and North Florida. Number 16, Iowa State is hosting Grambling. And number 20, Auburn, a near upset at home to Bethune the other night. They are hosting Merrimack. Those are the only 4 ranked teams in action tonight. So Illinois State and Ohio in this one. Ohio in that loss to Arkansas State the other night. Despite the loss, Aiden Hadaway for Ohio coming off a 28-point performance in that game against Arkansas State as he shot 75% from the field. That 28 points was a career high for Hadaway as Ohio looks to bounce back from that season-opening loss against Arkansas State. That was an Arkansas State team that made a run in the NIT a season ago. As we are just about set to tip this one off. Missouri Valley against Mid-American Conference tonight on this Thursday night in Athens, Ohio. Redbirds and Bobcats. One of the big weapons for Illinois State that Ohio is going to have to try to keep an eye on is the 6'9 junior Chase Walker. He was one of the big keys, if not the big player for Illinois State a season ago for Coach Ryan Peden. And this Illinois State team that as I mentioned, is coming off a CBI championship a season ago. Looking to build on that CBI championship and maybe go farther in a different postseason tournament this season. And Ohio in the Mid-American Conference, they are expected to finish in the top of that conference as well. Just like Illinois State in the Missouri Valley. Starting lineups look like this. For the Redbirds, they will send out Jack Doherty at 1 forward. Doherty, a 6'8 sophomore out of Brookfield, Wisconsin. Chase Walker, we mentioned, 6'9 junior. 3 guards, Johnny Kinzinger, one of the guards, a 5'11 junior. Brendan Schoenberg, a 6'5 senior. And Ty Pence, 6'6 junior. That is the starting 5 for Illinois State. And for the Bobcats of Ohio, get their starting 5 for you here momentarily. Expected to be the same starting five they used against Arkansas State on Monday. We'll officially get that starting five for you here in just a second. And here it will be Javon Simmons, 6'7" junior up front, well, along with Aiden Hadaway, who had the 28-point performance on Monday. A.J. Sheldon, Dior Connors, and Jackson Pavletsky rounding out the starting five for the Ohio Bobcats. Redbirds will be in their visiting red uniforms tonight with the white letters. Ohio in their home whites with the green lettering and green numbers. And we are just about set to go in Athens, Ohio. Officiating crew tonight, Chad Barlow, John Floyd, and Michael Griffith. And your season opener for Illinois State, Ohio coming off an 89-85 loss in their season opener to Arkansas State. As the teams get their final instructions. And we are set to go in this one. And we are underway. Tip controlled, and it goes out of bounds. It's going to be Redbird ball to begin the ball game. Redbirds bring it up for the first possession. And the leaner inside will not get the bounce, and out of bounds. That's going to go to Illinois State as Kinzinger missed the opening shot. Ohio gets their first possession as they bring the ball up court. Sheldon with it right now. Inside to Javon Simmons. Simmons backing his way in the paint, trying to go up, puts it up with the left hand. That will get the roll, and the first 2 points of the game belong to the Ohio Bobcats on the jumper from Javon Simmons. 2-0 Ohio, 50 seconds old. Kinzinger brings it up for the Redbirds over to Walker. Nice pass inside. Kinzinger finds a wide open man in the corner for three. That's short. Walker with the offensive rebound. As Walker tries to back his way inside. Leaning left hand, too strong. Rebound Ohio. 2 empty shots that time for the Redbirds. Ryden Peden already fired up over there on the Illinois State sideline. This is Connors with it. Connors on the drive against Walker. Nice spin move, but he's going to be called for a violation. Kinzinger brings it up for the Redbirds, trailing by 2. Walker with it. This is Ty Pence with it. Schoonberg. Schoonberg will pull up. That's short, and the Redbirds have missed their first 4 from the floor. Ohio with the rebound. Simmons with it. Simmons with the pull-up jumper long. Rebound, Illinois State. That's Schoonberg with the rebound. Kinzinger trying to drive. Cannot. Kinzinger finds his man over on the right side. That's Pence. Now Pence will back it out and reset. Pence back over. And we've got a whistle. And we've got a foul on Ohio. That's going to be against Hadaway. That's his first. Hadaway had the career-high 28 in Monday's loss to Arkansas State. Here's Walker off the inbound. Walker turning. Walker puts it inside. No, and he is called for traveling. Simmons with it for Ohio. And the pull-up jumper in the paint is good. That jumper is good for Pavletsky for Ohio. His first 2 points, and it's 4-0 Bobcats. Redbirds still looking for their first points. They've missed their first 4 from the floor. This is Schoonberg. Off it goes to Kinzinger, and that ball's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Redbirds with 13 on the shot clock. Redbirds will inbound. Kinzinger with it. Back near midcourt. Kinzinger on the drive. 6 to shoot. Kinzinger finds a man outside. They're going to have to put this up. Shot clock's down to 2. And Schoonen, they don't get that off. It's a shot clock violation. Third turnover already for Illinois State, and the ball goes back to Ohio. Pavletsky drives inside and scores. Pavletsky has 4, and it's a 6-0 start for Ohio. Walker with it. Walker spinning. Walker, tough shot underneath the basket, and he's going to be, going to get a foul called. Simmons not happy with the call as he gets called for that foul. It's going to send Chase Walker to the free throw line. Bobcats head coach Jeff Bowles expressing his displeasure with that call too. Chase Walker to the line for 2 for the Redbirds. Walker's first is good, and the Redbirds 3.5 minutes into the game finally get on the board. They're just showing this replay. I don't see a foul there at all. Simmons looks like he's just standing straight up like this. But the official saw it otherwise. Walker's second free throw is also good, and it's a 6-2 lead for Ohio. First substitution of the game for Illinois State, Brandon Lieb entering the ballgame. Pavletsky with it for Ohio. Pull-up jumper just beyond the foul line, rounded out. Rebound kept alive out of bounds. It's going to go the other way to Illinois State. .16-14 remaining in the first half. Redbirds bringing it up the floor. This is Schoonberg with it. Over it goes to Pence. Here's a 3-point shot on the way. That's no good from Doherty. Offensive rebound, another 3. That's too strong, and this time Ohio pulls down the rebound. Inside, this is Jalen Breath, who just checked in, has the shot rejected, and back comes Illinois State. Kinzinger with the ball, bringing it up the floor. Kinzinger off to Lieb, and the long-range jumper, that's no good. Redbirds now 0 for 7 from the floor. And Aiden Hadaway brings it up for Ohio. Hadaway. The turnaround, that's good, and Hadaway with his first 2 points of this one. He backed his way in and put it up against Schoonberg. 8-2 Ohio, 5 minutes in. Kinzinger. That's Doherty. Doherty over to Schoonberg. Schoonberg left side beyond the three-point arc. Schoonberg looking for a drive, but there's nothing there. Schoonberg goes inside. That's Lieb. And the Redbirds almost turn it over. Ohio knocks it out of bounds, and we have our first timeout at the 14:40 mark of the first half. Ohio defensively creating some problems for the Redbirds early on, and the Bobcats are off to an 8-2 start in this battle of the Missouri Valley versus the Mid-American Conference as we've hit our first timeout. So early on, the Bobcats 4 for 7 from the floor, 57%. Illinois State 0 for 7 from the floor to begin the game. Well, following this game, Ohio has a toughie. They have to head out west and take on St. Mary's. That game coming up on Tuesday. So not an easy game there for Ohio. Illinois State, meanwhile, will have their home opener coming up on Sunday against Cornell. And then after that, the Redbirds next Friday, a week from tomorrow, will play the USC Trojans. That game is going to be played. It's a neutral site game. I think it's a tournament. It's the Hall of Fame series out in Los Angeles. Illinois State and USC. That's coming up next Friday following the Redbirds home opener coming up this Sunday. Following the timeout, sorry, folks, I just lost my feed on the TV, so I have to get back to it here. All right, so here we go. Back to it here. There it goes. And right as I say that, Pavletsky hits the jumper for Ohio. And that'll make it 10-2. Beg your pardon, that's Jalen Breath with the bucket and an and one. So Jalen Breath heading to the line to try to complete a three-point play. Foul is called on Brandon Lieb. And Jalen Breath heads to the free throw line to try to complete a three-point play for Ohio. Breath, a 6'8" senior out of Tulsa. And hits to complete the three-point play. 11-2, Ohio. Just almost 6 minutes in this one. Redbirds needing a basket here. Here's Walker. And the jumper is good by Kinzinger just to the right side of the foul line. And the Redbirds finally hit their first field goal. It took nearly 6 minutes. It's 11-4. Breath with it for Ohio. Off to Sheldon. Sheldon finds Attaway. Attaway puts it up short off the glass. Rebound follow, and a foul is called on Illinois State. This foul is going to go on Walker, I think. It is on Chase Walker, so that'll be his first. And to the line for Ohio. Correction, not a shooting foul, just side out of bounds. Ohio inbounds. Here's Breath with it. Open three, right side. Air ball. And out of bounds. It goes to Illinois State. Redbirds bring it up the floor. Down by 7. This is Landon Moore bringing up the floor for the Redbirds. Dangerous pass there, but Doherty able to get it. Finds Walker. Walker, nice pass underneath, but a blown layup underneath. Boy, that was a great pass underneath, but now the Ohio Bobcats turn it over right after the rebound, and it's going to be Illinois State's ball. Boy, those are the gimme layups. You can't be missing those. That's a gimme 2 points, especially considering the great pass. Redbirds will inbound. Kinzinger with it. Here's Walker. Walker driving. Walker behind the back dribble. Almost lost it. Now Walker drives inside. Pass outside of Walker with a traveling violation, and that'll give it back to Ohio. Turnover number 5 on Illinois State in the first 7 minutes. Substitution for Ohio for the first time. Kier Kawani checking into the game. Paveletzky brings it up for Ohio. Breath with it. Breath finds Connors. Connors driving. Connors off the glass scores. Dior Connors over a double team put it up off the glass, and it's 13-4. A deep 3 for Kinzinger, but that's not going to count. There was a foul before that shot. But that was way back there. Redbirds to inbound. Coleman to inbound it. Finds Kinzinger. Kinzinger to Walker. Walker drives. Walker finds an open man outside for 3. That's good. That's a 3-pointer for Ty Pence from the left corner. And it's 13-7 Ohio. At the other end, and one on the drive. Paveletzky off the glass, and he has a chance for a 3-point play. Foul is charged to Landon Moore. And Paveletzky a chance for a 3-point play. Senior guard out of Kimberly, Wisconsin. and completes the three-point play as he makes the free throw. 16-7, Ohio by 9. Pence with it. Off to Landon Moore. This is Kinzinger. Back to Moore. Moore on the outside arc. Moore will try a three-point shot. That's too strong. Rebound pulled down by Ohio. That's Javon Simmons with the rebound. Pavletsky with it. He's got 7 early points in this one for Ohio. Nice pass underneath and the dunk for Kawani. A great assist from Dior Connors. 18-7 Ohio. Kinzinger finds an open man in the corner for 3. That's going to get the bounce. Landon Moore with a friendly rim to hit the 3, and it's 18-10. Pavletsky quickly back the other way for Ohio. Three-pointer on the right corner is off the front rim. Rebound to Illinois State. Ty Pence with it. Pence on the drive. Pence is bumped and fouled, and he will head to the line. Foul is going to be on Pavletsky. His first and a timeout with 10:53 to go in the first half. Ohio's led throughout, and they lead it right now 18-10. Redbirds are going to have some free throws on the other side of the timeout. Ohio still 8 for 14, still pretty hot shooting right now, 57%. Redbirds held to 3 of 12 to begin the game. Run down some of the other games from college basketball on this Thursday. We continue opening week in college basketball. Number 11 Louisville's jumped out to a 26-11 lead over Jackson State. Bethune off a near upset of Auburn the other night. They play in Miami tonight, and Miami leads that game 24-17. The other ranked teams get underway later. Number 3 Florida coming up at the top of the hour against North Florida. Number 16, Iowa State against Grambling. That's at the top of the hour, as is number 20, Auburn and Merrimack. Got a good one on the docket tomorrow night. Kansas and North Carolina, top 25 matchup between those two longtime powerhouses in college basketball. That game is tomorrow night. Back here in this one, it is an 18-10 lead for Ohio. We're going to have free throws coming out of the timeout break. So 2 free throws coming up here for Illinois State. Ty Pence at the line. First free throw on the way up and around and in. That's a couple times the Redbirds have gotten help by the friendly rim so far tonight. And this free throw can cut it to 6. Pence, a junior out of St. Joseph, Illinois. He comes up short on the second, 1 out of 2. And the lead is 7 for Ohio. Bobcats bring it up here. This is Simmons. Right side. Goes back into Simmons. Simmons against Walker. Simmons backing up against Walker, and Walker strips him. Turnover for Ohio. This is Kinzinger. Kinzinger all the way for the layup, and the Redbirds are within 5 at 18-13. Back come the Bobcats the other way. Connors finds Simmons, and a wild shot, and we are going to have a blocking foul. If that's on Chase Walker, which it is, that's his second. So Walker got the better hand of Simmons on the previous possession, getting the steal, but this time Simmons on the drive inside gets Walker to commit his second foul. Javon Simmons at the line. Simmons had 14 points in Monday night's loss to Arkansas State and gets the bounce on the first free throw. Substitution for Illinois State. First look at Landon Wolf into the ballgame. Simmons' second one also good. 20-13 lead for Ohio as we near the midway point of the first half. Redbirds with it outside. This is Wolf with the basketball. Wolf the turn, and in the corner is Moore. Moore back to Wolf, and Wolf throws it away. Turnover, Illinois State. They're sixth. Alley-oop at the other end and a finish. The alley-oop to Kawani. The lead back to 9, which leads to an Illinois State timeout with 9:47 to play in the first half. Dior Connors with the assist to Kawani on the alley-oop. And Ryan Peden has to use a timeout. If you're familiar with the rules of college, you have to use one in the first half or you lose it anyway. So with the Redbirds having cut the deficit to 5, Ohio going on a quick 4-0 run to push the lead back to 9. Ryan Peden trying to calm his team down as that is 6 turnovers now for the Redbirds in this first half. The stingy Ohio Bobcats defense. Although Arkansas State did put 89 on Ohio on Monday. Following the timeout, Redbirds bring it up the floor. This is Wolf with it. Redbirds working around. Kinzinger. Nice pass underneath. That's a finish at the other end and a dunk for Brandon Lieb. His first 2 points, and the lead is 7 at 22-15. Bobcats bring it up the floor. This is Connors. Finds Kawani. Kawani right side. Sheldon with it. Sheldon jumper just beyond the foul line, off the front of the rim and off. Rebound Illinois State. Back come the Redbirds. This is Tyreek Coleman with the ball. Kinzinger on the drive inside. Kinzinger outside. Kinzinger gets free in the right side and thought about the 3, passed it up instead. Shot clock down under 10, and the layup good. Schoonberg with the basket, and just like that, the Redbirds have scored 4 straight to bring it back to 5. Connors finds Simmons. Simmons back to Connors' left side. Connors launches a 3. That was not a good shot. And the rebound to Illinois State. Back the other way. Landon Wolf against a double team, and the shot is blocked by Kawani. It will stay with Illinois State. Wolf tried to go up over a double team, and as he just saw right there, that's probably not going to work. Hadaway returns for Ohio after a quick breather. Redbirds inbound. Lieb with it. Finds Schoonberg. Here's an open three left side off the front of the rim short. Rebound Ohio. And back the other way come the Bobcats. Hadaway with it. Hadaway finds Sheldon. Sheldon right side. Bobcats work it inside, back outside. A near turnover. Dangerous pass there. And off the glass, no on the shot by Hadaway. Rebound Illinois State. Bringing it up the floor is Tyree Coleman. Coleman with it now, drives inside and couldn't get it to go, and Ohio can't save it. It will stay with Illinois State as we have hit the under 8 timeout with 7:32 remaining in the first half. 22-17 lead for the Bobcats in this MAC Missouri Valley matchup on this Thursday night in Athens, Ohio. Redbirds, despite 33% shooting, are hanging around here. Bobcats shooting has cooled off to 50%. They've been up near 57-60% all first half. They have cooled off a little bit to 50% shooting. Three-pointers, Illinois State is 2 for 7 for 29%. Bobcats have yet to hit one. They're 0 for 3. The turnover, 6 for the Redbirds, 3 for the Bobcats. Both teams only with 4 fouls, so they're nowhere near the bonus yet. Redbirds in this game, balanced scoring. They've had 6 players score in this game, 4 points apiece for Kinzinger and Pence. 3 points for Landon Moore and a couple points for Chase Walker, Bowden Schoonberg, and Brandon Lieb. Bobcats led in scoring right now by Jackson Pavletsky, 7 points, 4 points out of Javon Simmons and Kier Kawani. 3 points out of Jalen Breath and a couple points apiece for Hadaway and Connors. Hadaway been held down so far after his 28-point night on Monday night against Arkansas State. Tell you some scores from other conference teams for these two teams tonight. Ohio in this one against Illinois State, of course. Western Michigan is playing host to Northwood. That's I believe that's a D2 school. And Bowling Green playing host to Bethany, West Virginia. And Western Michigan's actually trailing Northwood 35-22. 6:50 to go in the first half. And Bowling Green up 46-31 on Bethany, West Virginia. Other Missouri Valley Conference teams in action. Drake against Robert Morris just underway here at the top of the hour. Northern Iowa hosts Cal State Northridge. And Indiana State in action against Illinois Tech. Indiana State leading that game 32-25 in the first half. Turnovers in this one, like I said, the big story, it's 6 turnovers to 3, but the points off turnovers is what's been a big. Ohio, off of 6 Illinois State turnovers, has scored 13 points off those turnovers. So that's one of the big differences in this game so far. So Ohio State's done a lot of their damage inside as well. He's taking only, like I said, only taking 3 3-pointers. Gotten a lot of their points inside in the paint in this first half. And the Bobcats have a 5-point lead with 7.5 minutes remaining in the first half of play. The Bobcats wanting to improve on last season's 16-16 season. As the Redbirds inbound. Tyree Coleman with it. And Coleman will reset. Coleman sends it back outside to Lieb. Schoonberg with it. Schoonberg on the drive back to Schoonberg. Schoonberg tries a 3 and hits it. Bowden Schoonberg with the 3. He's got 5, and the Redbirds are within 2 as we near the 7-minute mark. in this first half. Sheldon with it. Sheldon goes inside. Nice pass inside, and a foul is called. That will send Jalen Breath to the line for 2. 15th foul of the half on Illinois State. This one goes against, I believe it was Schoonberg that got called for that foul. So here's Breath at the line for 2 for Ohio. First is long, no good. Second free throw by Breath. That's no good. He misses both. And Lieb with the rebound for the Redbirds. They can tie or take the lead this possession. Tyree Coleman with it. Finds Kinzinger. Kinzinger back out near the Ohio logo. Kinzinger pass knocked out of bounds. That will stay with Illinois State. Pavletsky with a good defensive play to knock that ball out of bounds. 12 on the shot clock for Illinois State. One of the assistant coaches for Illinois State getting fired up over there on the sideline. Inbound it comes. Kinzinger with it, goes inside. Shot clock running. They're going to put something up here. Right-hand hook is no good. That was a little bit of a forced shot with the shot clock running down. And back comes Ohio the other way. Sheldon. Drive inside, left hand, no. Rebound, Illinois State, Schoonberg. Schoonberg brings it up for the Redbirds. Off to Kinzinger. Kinzinger back to Schoonberg. As we go under 6 minutes here in the first half. Finds Tyree Coleman for 3. Air ball. And then back it goes to Ohio. Back come the Bobcats. On the drive, got cut off and sends it back outside. 13 to shoot. And a tough shot is up and in as Sheldon put that shot up off of the taller lead, but gets it to go anyway. 24-20 Ohio. Mason Clabo, who just checked in for the Redbirds at the last stoppage, has the ball right now. This is Pence who's back in. Ty Pence on the drive. Ty Pence gets free and scores on the turnaround. Ty Pence, he's got a half dozen, and it's 24-22 at the 5-minute mark of the first half. And underneath, another alley-oop as this one is converted. Hadaway, the recipient of this one, 26-22. Kinzinger with it. Kinzinger launches a 3. Got it. Johnny Kinzinger. He's got 7, and the lead is 1 for Ohio. Back come the Bobcats inside. Breath scores underneath. Jalen Breath with 5 off the bench for the Bobcats. 28-25, 4 to go first half. Here's Kinzinger. Kinzinger, nice pass underneath to Lieb, and it's rejected. Rejected from behind by Kawani. And back comes Ohio. Sheldon finds Breath. Breath driving inside again. Breath is fouled. Boy, Jalen Breath getting aggressive underneath the basket. and he draws a foul as we have hit the under 4 timeout with 3:35 to go in the first half. Bobcats leading the Redbirds 28-25. Didn't see who that foul was on for Illinois State. Looks like they might have got Mason Clabo for that foul. Ohio will have 2 free throws following the under 4 timeout. Usually at the half, I sign off the live streams for about 10 minutes, but may stay on through halftime tonight. Discuss the first half of this one and keys for the second half for these two teams. Illinois State and Ohio. Bobcats looking to even their record after that home loss on Monday night to Arkansas State. This is the Redbirds' opening game of the season. Coming off that CBI championship a season ago for Illinois State. Teams getting their final instructions in this huddle before we see some free throws. It's going to be Jalen Breath that's going to be going to the free throw line. He's got 5 points in this game for Ohio. Breath had 6 points total in the game on Monday. So following here out of the timeout, Jalen Breath is at the free throw line. It's 1 for 3 so far tonight at the line. First free throw, no good again. He's now 1 for 4. Second free throw for Breath. That's no good. Now 1 for 5 at the free throw line. Redbirds have it. Ty Pence with the ball for the Redbirds off to Kinzinger. Kinzinger sends it outside for a three-pointer that's off the side of the rim. No good. Breath pulls down the rebound for Ohio. Bounce pass inside, and Breath's shot is rejected underneath. Schoonberg back the other way for Illinois State. Schoonberg all the way lays it in, and the lead is back to 1, 28-27. Pavletsky with it. Finds Connors. Connors back to this Pavletsky, and he is fouled. And that puts Illinois State in the bonus. Pavletsky just threw that ball up there when the foul was being called. Are they going to say that's a shooting foul? Sure looks like it. Schoonberg just picked up his second foul, so he joins Chase Walker with 2 fouls for Illinois State. It is a 2-shot foul. First is good, so it wouldn't have mattered. Javon Simmons returns for Ohio. One more coming for Pavletsky. Missed it. Ohio just 5 for 10 at the free throw line in this first half. Their lead is 2 with 2.5 left first half. Outside, nice job moving the ball around this trip for Illinois State. This is Mason Clabo with it. Finds Kinzinger. Kinzinger back to Clabo. Clabo finds Landon Moore. Landon Moore launches a three with the shot clock expiring and didn't hit the rim. That's going to be a shot clock violation. Second shot clock violation this half for Illinois State. Turnover number 7, but they only had about 2 in the last 8 minutes or so, because they had 5 the first 10 minutes of the first half. So they have cut down on the turnovers. Pavletsky brings it up for Ohio. Bounce pass over to Dior Connors. Nice pass inside. Here's Hadaway back outside. And Hadaway, that ball is going to be, that was knocked away by Illinois State, so no backcourt violation. Hadaway with 2 on the shot clock has to launch a 3, and that barely hit the rim. Rebound Illinois State. Kinzinger pull-up jumper is good, and that ties this game at 29. First tie of the game. In the corner, a three-point shot off the front rim, no. And a foul on the rebound. It's going to go on the Redbirds. It's going to be on Cameron Barnes. His first teammate, so 1-1 coming for Ohio. Javon Simmons at the line, shooting the 1-1. First free throw up and good. One more coming for Simmons. Jack Doherty returns for Illinois State. Second one is good. Simmons now 4 for 4 at the free throw line at Ohio, back up by 2. As the Redbirds have it, this is Doherty. Kinzinger with it now. Kinzinger left side. And the Redbirds reset here. Cameron Barnes now with the ball. Barnes almost traveled, instead turns it over. Pavletsky, top of the key, three-pointer, short. Rebound Illinois State as we're under a minute. Nice pass underneath, and that's going to tie the game. Great feed to Mason Clabo, who scores on the feed from Kinzinger, tied at 31. At the other end, a quick jumper is no good, and another foul on Illinois State. That's Clabo's second. And Simmons is going to go right back to the line. So Clabo, Walker, and Schoonberg, 2 fouls apiece for the Redbirds in this first half. Simmons missed the front end. Rebound Illinois State. Pence with the rebound. There is a difference of about 6 seconds, shot clock, game clock, so the Redbirds will have to shoot it before the end of the first half. Going to be very patient on this offensive possession. Ty Pence with it. A three-point shot for the lead. No good. Ohio the rebound. Oh, but stepping out of bounds. On the rebound was Connors, and now Illinois State will get the last shot of the half with 7.7. Inbound Chase Walker back in there with 2 fouls. Walker Against breath, Walker backing in. Walker puts it up at the horn, and I don't think that's going to count. That was a little late. Yeah, that was a little late coming off of Walker's hands as the first half expires, and we are at halftime right where we began the game, tied up. 31-31, Illinois State and Ohio at the intermission. Walker had a chance to give Illinois State the lead there at the end of the first half. You showed the replay. That clearly was late after the buzzer. So a 31-31 tie between Illinois State and Ohio as we have reached halftime in this Missouri Valley Mid-American Conference showdown on a Thursday night in Athens, Ohio. Folks, I am going to go ahead and pause the live stream here for about 10 minutes. And I will be back with you right before the beginning of the second half, run down some first half stats, and get you ready for half number 2. Should be a good one as we are 31-31 at the half. Illinois State and Ohio. Going to have a brief pause, and we'll talk to you here again here in about 10 minutes.